We're at the Cherokee National History Museum, and we're doing native games. We do them every Friday here. We're trying to do the games that we can stay kind of in the shade. We do have stickball, but it's an open field over here, so most of the games we're playing right now are chunkey and marbles. Chunkey, according to the stories that we hear, is I think Henry Timberlake or one of the earlier explorers said that chunkey translated really meant like hard labor, because all the little villages and towns in the southeast had their own chunkey fields, and they normally like football-sized fields with the clay packed down with sand sprinkled on top of it. And each man would have a spear, and one man would roll the stone, and they would throw, and they would just keep running. I mean, that was why Timberlake said it really translated to hard labor. I worked in the ancient village since the 70s, and we never played chunkey. Never heard of it. And now it's become popular, and now they include it in our community games and stuff. But up until this point, it's really not something that hardly anybody. I mean, I didn't grow up with it, and most of the guys my age didn't either. Normally, our marble game is not really the traditional game, the four-hole game that you see everybody play. Our game is what we call poison, and the rules aren't quite as stringent as they are like for the regular marble game. And so we don't want to dig holes in the ground. So what we do is we stick tent stakes in the ground, and then you'll hit the tent stakes. We normally use pool balls, and that's what most people use nowadays. We used to make them out of limestone or any kind of hard stone. The strategy of marbles is knocking people away from the hole, to give your partner time to get there. And so a lot of those stones from those times would bust. And so we went to the billiard balls. And so you're all throwing at that one stake, and if you happen to hit the stake, you get another turn. If you happen to hit somebody else's marble, you get another turn. Then you go on to the next stake. And the poison stake is in the middle. Basically, you race to that poison stake, and when you hit that thing, then you're poisoned. Anybody you hit's knocked out. And so that's really the gist of the game, is to be the last one standing. Cherokees have been playing marbles for hundreds of years. I mean, a lot of the traditions of marbles, chunkey, and stickball. Stickball's been around forever. The thing about Cherokees, I don't know about the other tribes, but the thing about Cherokees is we love to gamble. And so really that's what these games were. Everybody out there watching them was gambling, putting out their baskets or whatever. And so that's kind of what the games were for, but they were also kind of a way to get together. They solved problems. Never being a warlike tribe, we always had to find ways to settle disputes. And stickball was a major way to settle disputes, not only between our tribe, but between other tribes as well.